Today we're going to review Transformers Prime Knockout. Wait, not him. Him. Legacy version. Let's see how he compares to his older brother. So here's Knockout out of his packaging. Of course, as always, we get our little blunt of accessories here. In this case, it is a little spear tip and come here, and a cattle prod gun combo. Can of course tab these guys together to get the little cattle prod that he used in the show, and we'll do some more in-depth look at this later. First, let's look at the figure. Knockout looks pretty good, but oh boy, do I got some issues with this guy. I know this is the third rendition of this mold, but man, my guy is like so loose, like very loose, which can make, no, see, like that right there, like that is a problem. And even the arms here, like they swing down, like they're very, very loose. Joints here, very loose. This could just be my copy. If there are others out there that haven't had this issue, please let me know. I would like to know if this is just an issue that I have. And even on these wheels, they're like, this one's super tight. This guy is just all over the place, like very, very loose. So yeah, it's for a little comparison about with that. So here's Jazz. He's fine. Of course, he's the original mold. Of course, he's going to be pretty okay, right? His arms definitely don't flick down that easy. You know, I guess these were always a little bit loose, but he's not going anywhere. Then for the second, because of course, you know, well, let's just go through the molds. So with Jackpot here, like his shoulders, tight, maybe tighter than Jazz's. His arms here, definitely tight. Legs here, not going anywhere. Knees, not going anywhere. So same kind of weird looseness on this. I wonder if that's just a mold issue, that this wheel well is always going to be a little bit loose. But for these guys, none of those issues at all. But man, Mr. Knockout here is extremely loose on my end. Kind of makes it hard for me to enjoy the figure, to be honest, because when you're trying to pose him, I mean, he flops back and knees coming pegged, and it's just like, even like here at the thigh swivel, like this is so loosey-goosey. Jazz here, very tight. I mean, you can hear how tight that is. Jackpot, the same way. You can hear how tight that is. Knockout, that thing is just spinning, which has made this not very fun to play. Even trying to stand him up now is not enjoyable. Not really having fun with this guy. I mean, he looks pretty good. Don't get me wrong. Like, he looks good, but it's just these issues are making it not fun for me to mess with this figure. Let's take a look at the weapon a little more in depth real fast. As mentioned before, Knockout comes with two weapons. Comes with the kind of staff blaster piece here, and then the spear tip, our cattle prod tip. This is cast out of an opaque, smoky, clear plastic here with some really nice, shiny blue paint on top of it. Looks really, really good. Of course, the staff or gun or handle of the cattle prod is cast in the same gray plastic. I think it's a shade, about a shade lighter, but just cast in straight gray plastic there. Of course, we can pop it into his hand to have the gun. We can pop this over onto his arm to have an arm blade. And I like this best. I like the arm blade going on here. I think that's a pretty cool look for him. For show accuracy, we'll show the combined cattle prod type weapon we got going on here. If I can get him to stay standing up. All right. We'll just peg this bad boy in like that. Come on. There we go. Then just insert into his hand. So there he is with a prod, trident kind of weapon. You know, I don't like it this way as much as I like it the other ways. I think the arm blade looks cooler, and I like the gun. I like having two accessories. Makes posing more dynamic. Let's take a look at the original Knockout with his weapon so we can see how they look together. So here we have Transformers Legacy Prime Universe Knockout next to the original Transformers Prime Knockout. I haven't transformed this guy up in a while, and man, after doing this and seeing what he looks like coming out of car mode, I really like him so much better than this. And that's not me being a Transformers Prime purist. I get this as Legacy. Things are coming through portals. There's a whole mythology behind this. But I really like him. And it's not because of the nose. I know there's some people who don't like the Prime designs having a nose. It's nothing about that. It's just this guy here looks better than this guy. Simple things like the wheels on the back here, iconic for this character. Also, the shoulder pads here, iconic for the character. Even down to the black pointy feet. You know, I feel that could have been done here. We could have had some maybe pointier feet, or at least, you know, do them in black. It wouldn't have matched the back of the car. Maybe that's the reason that it was done, and we'll look more at that in car mode. But man, I forgot how much I really like this guy. But the whole point of this was to look at the weapon, right? So here is the weapon from Legacy Knockout, whose loose joints don't like to let him stand up. And then here's the one from, oh, knocked the camera. Here's the one from Transformers Prime Knockout. So for Prime, you can definitely see here, it's just, you know, it's just a straight piece of black cast plastic. But you do get the three-prong thing going on here, and then point at the bottom. Then over here, you know, just take another look. We do get pointy at the top. So there are a couple things here. I think this is a little big. I think part of the reason that this looks so good is because it is so slight and so small compared to the rest of the bot. And here, it's just, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's because he's so bulky, this needed to be bulkier too, or it wouldn't look right. But and this is a little bit longer in comparison than this one. So it's, yeah, even the weapon I prefer better. Something I was very surprised to find out is he's actually taller than him. I wouldn't have thought that, especially when you look at the car modes. And how slender he is and how small he is compared to how like big and he is. I did not think that he would be, you know, this much taller. I mean, he's a good, he's about a half a head taller. So again, that's not the bash figure. He looks great. Don't get me wrong. And this is my own personal opinion. I like this figure better. Also, the transformation, the stuff that this does, and the stuff that these Prime designs did were like incredible. And really, I know it couldn't have been done because this is a retool, but these wheels on the shoulders, that's the kicker there. That has to be on there. So let's transform both these guys up and see what they look like in their car modes. I'm sure everyone has their own way of doing this, and mine may not be the correct way or the way that you do it. There are just a million ways that you can take these steps in order, I feel. So it really has a really good looking car mode, I feel. There are a couple things with it that I have issues with, and, you know, I guess it shouldn't matter that I have issues with it. As long as people like whatever their toys are and the designers enjoy designing them, that's all that matters. But there are a couple little issues that, like I like to say, I take umbrage with. And I don't even know that I'm using that word correctly. Someone let me know in the comments if I'm using the word umbrage the correct way. Here we have Knockout in his car mode. Transformation that we've all seen many times before with the Jazz and the Jackpot molds. Looks really good. The fade, the way that the paint fades here is very nice. I really like these yellow hubs on the wheel here. One thing that really bothers me though is this peg. I don't know why, it sticks out to me. This mushroom peg. And I know this on the other releases, and it really sticks out on Jackpot too. There's something about painting these rims and then having this out here that really kind of just like pops out at me. This is my personal opinion. I feel like that could have been just sprayed on there maybe. Looking at the front bumper is painted a very nice silver as well. Of course, you got the little tiny Decepticon logo on here. I'm going to focus on it there. Very cool that the headlights here, they're not painted. This is clear. which is a very, very nice touch. I like that a lot. And window louvs. I love louvs. I love louved windows. It's like one of my favorite things on a vehicle. I don't know why. I just think it's really cool. So I love that aspect of it. Overall, this car mode is the one thing that would honestly maybe make me keep this figure, because this looks sick. This is a sick car mode. Turning around to the back, we do have some details on the back here. Nothing is painted out, you know, which is, I guess, forgivable. Now, to the point I was talking about the feet earlier, you know, if these were painted black, like I feel the original release, or the original release was back in the day, I honestly don't think it would have stuck out that much. I think these could have been painted black, and it would have just looked like maybe part of the bumper. It does kind of look weird here that there's no, you know, bumper in a. I mean, that's the thing with this mold. It's feet hanging off the back of a car. Of course, bottom cleans up really nicely. Didn't go over it before, but, you know, this is cast black and this is painted red, and the paint does match pretty good. And especially this is kind of like a tuner street rod type car. Having the paint kind of like mismatchy kind of adds to the aesthetics, the actual look of it. Bringing another comparison here, we got Mr. Jackpot. Again, hub's the same way here, but for some reason it doesn't bother me as much as it does on here. And these are two different cars. So it's really amazing that they could take this mold and take this engineering and get this out of it, because this is not the same thing. Like, if you didn't know, you wouldn't know that this is the same thing. And that is some amazing, amazing engineering. Again, on the back, see, they did a bumper here for him. Of course, the back of this car has never fit well. It's always looked kind of weird. But I feel that, you know, maybe something a little extra could have been done here. Or at least, again, paint those feet black. Why not? Yeah, rolls really good. As this release always has rolled really good, even to have pegged on wheels. Let's take a look at him compared to the original Transformers Prime Knockout. Here we have the original release of Transformers Prime Knockout next to the new Legacy Transformers Prime Universe Knockout. And these are two completely different cars all the way around. But we have to do this comparison so you can see what it used to look like to what it is now. Both of these are amazing cars. I love the look of both of these cars. My few qualms with this aside, the peg there, the lack of a bumper here, this is freaking gorgeous. This thing here is solid, completely solid. Love it. I don't know which one of these car modes I could say I like more. They're equal to me in different ways. A couple details on the comparison here is they both have clear headlights. That's really cool. The grills of them look pretty similar from the original release to the new release here. The new release doesn't have the paint coming down, but it does have raised race section here on the hood and some detailing here, which kind of gives the illusion of this original one. There was some sculpting in the original release here that makes it look kind of raised. And so that's a nice little touch that it follows the same lines. Spinning around to the side here, even the side's broken up the same way. We have the windows that carry on the same way. Back is different. The tail lights and all are pretty similar. And this is where I think that they could have painted these black, because I think it really wouldn't have detracted from it. But and then we got the wheels here, just stock black on this. Then we got this awesome paint here. Again, that needs to be painted. So that's a quick comparison there. Again, pop in a comparison to the original mold here. And yeah, completely different car. Completely different car. And that boggles my mind how they got this from this thing. So let's go back to robot mode, get some final comparisons. Some final thoughts on Transformers Legacy Prime Universe Knockout. Overall, it's a good figure. The car mode is awesome. I love the car mode, but come on, it's a Transformer. We want the bot mode. If I wanted a car, I'd have a non-transforming car mode. So even as outstanding as that car is, there are just some things about the bot mode that doesn't quite do it for me. mainly, it annoys the heck out of me how loose my copy is. Let me know in the comments if this is an anomaly or if everyone's are coming out like this, because that's really spoiling my enjoyment of this figure. Also, if I had never gotten this guy, I may have a different opinion of him, because there are some key things in this figure that I think are missing, namely the shoulder pads here, these red, even pointier feet, and the wheels on the shoulders here. Those are just so integral to the character that I feel that that's just a part that's lacking. And I get it's a retool. It came from what it came from, and it's an excellent figure. Again, if I didn't have this as a mode of comparison, I probably wouldn't even thought about it. That's not an indictment on the designers at all. Hasbro guys, they do a great job. And again, for what that car became, or what that car, the original mold of that car was to what it became, it blows my mind. I mean, it is a feat of engineering, a feat of toy design that I cannot brag on the Hasbro designers enough for the job that they did. Again, this is no indictment against them. It's just, I prefer this one better. So, guys, like, subscribe, give me a comment if you don't mind. That would be pretty cool. Engage with me. Again, let me know if yours is as loose as mine was. Go over to Hasbro. Thank those guys for the job they do. Follow Mark and Evan and the team over on the Instagram, and let them know that they're doing a good job. And you know, if you don't like what they're doing, don't yell at them. Don't be a toxic fan. We don't need any toxic fans in this fandom. There's enough. We don't need any more. I think we can have a discussion about what we like and what we don't, and what we would prefer, without being rude, as I see on some of the Pulse live streams, just like I did with this. I like some parts. I don't like some parts. So find what you like in the things that you like in life. Acknowledge the things that you don't prefer, but don't dwell on those. Dwell on the things that you love. Like, I love this guy's car mode. I love his chest here. I love these clear headlights. I love the Decepticon symbol there. I love this here. I love this pop yellow. See, that's it. Again, this figure, if he wasn't loose, would have no qualms with him. So, again, like, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching to the end, and God bless.